Great.
Hello and welcome to the first interview. I have here two members of the NRA. I have here Jakob and Bastian. Thank you for coming.
No problem, it's a pleasure.
There's a huge social problem in the US and you have death rates higher than any other country in the world, or any first world country in the world. Do you not think there is a problem having guns? I know your Second Amendment protects this right, but do you not think that you could change the Second Amendment right?
Yes, I hear what you're saying, but I don't think we should change the Second Amendment. First of all, because it's a part of America. It has been here since we have the independence, and I think if we changed it, many Americans would feel that this is not America anymore, and I think it's a part of us. And also I want to say that exactly, in the USA we have a lot of murders, we have a very high rate of murder, and therefore I think that the people have the right to feel safe by carrying a gun. Maybe not because they're afraid, but just because they want to feel not afraid. I think that's very important.
Well, the thing is, the people who get the guns not to be afraid, there are cases where children get a hold of these guns, and there was an incident where a little girl was shot. She was only 6 years old, and so was her classmate who shot her. Should we not, if it comes to a point where small children are killed, should we not ban it? Ban the guns?
Yeah. No, you shouldn't ban the gun, because a child can't go into a supermarket or any other weapon shop. There are deals with guns. They can't go in and buy a gun. It's only an adult who can buy the gun, and it's their responsibility to not let the gun get into
the hands of the
a child.
And you know, with a gun there follows responsibility, and if you're responsible enough to carry a gun, then you have to know how you have to keep it in your house. You have to keep it locked. You have to know that you don't put it in your children's bed.
It should be out of children's reach.
Exactly. You have to know where the limit is, and you have to be responsible when you have the gun.
So you're saying that people who can't handle the responsibility of the gun should not be allowed guns?
Yeah, but as I like to say, guns don't kill people. People kill people. I think we could make a change, maybe by if a man buys a gun and he uses it wrong, he maybe shoots some other guy. I think we should make a law that could ban this guy from legally have a gun the rest of his life. I think that we don't have to give all the good people take the right from them to make them feel safe.
Okay, Jakob, I haven't heard a lot from you, so I would like to ask you, taking away a person's right to have a gun, would that not be taking away his Second Amendment right? I mean, it protects a person's, American citizen's right to own a gun, but if you take that away from him, is that not doing what the anti-gun campaign wants to do?
I hear what you're saying, but I neither think that we should outlaw cars because of some people, they drive while they're drunk. And that's where you have the penalty.
Okay, I want to get on to another subject, which is the Second Amendment, which protects the right of a militia, a well-trained militia, if they are to overthrow the government. Why is it important to have these militias? Can you not trust the government?
That's absolutely ridiculous. What you're saying is that a militia isn't important? Okay, let's have a look at the history of the world, okay? Let's see, the black people under the slavery of America. If they had guns, did you think there would be so much slavery as there was? Let's look at the Jews. If they had guns, if they had a militia, do you think Hitler would have killed so many as he did? I don't think so, and I think it's important to have a militia.
Surely you're not saying that the death of 6 million Jews could have been prevented by them having guns, or slavery could have been prevented by them having guns. Surely the Germans, they also had guns. It's not and they were trained soldiers. These were public Jews. They were not soldiers. And the slaves, they didn't know how to use a weapon. They were from a land where they used spears to kill for food. Can't you hear the idiocy in what you're saying?
No, I can't see the idiocy in that, because I'm not saying that if the Jews had weapons, no Jews would have died in Second World War. I'm just saying that the number would have reduced, because they could have protected themselves. They were just like a massacre. It was a massacre. They had no chance of protecting themselves. And the slavery lasted several hundred years. So I guess they had plenty of time about learning how to shoot a gun.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so. Well, I don't think they could have protected themselves. They were outnumbered by the Germans. But okay, I don't have any more time, I'm afraid. Thank you for the interview.
Thank you.
And I hope we can speak sometime soon again.
Maybe.
We'll look forward.
Yes. Now you've heard it from the view of the pro-guns. They believe that the Jews could have protected themselves and the slaves could have protected themselves if they had access to guns. But now let's hear it from the anti-guns. We'll be talking with Jonas here in a few seconds. Hello, we're back and we're going to be talking to Jota now. He is the leader of the anti-gun movement. He was very committed to the cause of helping the people of the Sandy Hook massacre, and he tried to ban the guns in the area, helping millions bring weapons back to the police station. Hello, Jota.
Thank you for having me here. It's a pleasure.
There's a huge problem in America where people don't want the guns banned, yet there's a big problem. Can you tell us a bit about why you want it banned?
Thank you for the question. First of all, when the Constitution was made, it was made for a well-trained militia, not for an individual. Second of all, when the Second Amendment was made, it was made because they were scared of the British returning. Third of all, you can put the Constitution in our society right now, because right now we have a very big problem, society problem. Example, we have the highest gun death rate caused by guns, semi-automatic guns and full automatic guns.
Okay, well, you're saying that we can't have the Constitution in our society right now, but that's not going to go well down with Americans, seeing as it's been here for hundreds of years. And what you're trying to say, are you trying to say you want to take the Constitution away, write a new one, or is it just the Second Amendment that's the problem?
Before we get any further, we don't have a problem with the Constitution, we have a problem with the Second Amendment. And why do we have this problem? It's because of the security of the people. We have a lot of mentally ill persons who feel depressed because of a teacher park on them like 10 times in the classroom, and he was like, he didn't know what to do. He walked down to the mall, buy him a gun, and walk up to the classroom and start shooting after the classmates who were laughing after him and because of the teacher.
What some people would say is that, and is largely discussed here in the US, is that you would need guns to protect yourself from these mental ill people. They're saying that homes need them to protect themselves from intruders, and they say that schools need them. They're talking about putting them in schools so teachers can protect their students. Would it not then be, they would still be able to get guns even though the law was put in place? And that means that the teachers can't protect their students and we'll have more murders. Or do you think putting the guns away will lower the number of kills?
How would you feel if your neighbor didn't have no gun and you didn't have no gun too, wouldn't you feel much safer? Now we know that our neighbor got a gun, maybe a 9mm, maybe a full automatic gun. And we also know that the intruders do have guns. So if the Second Amendment was saying that guns ain't allowed anymore, wouldn't you feel much safer? Because now you know that the intruders don't have gun and your neighbor don't have no gun. Then won't you feel safer? And let's take an example. You was talking about school shootings. If nobody had no gun, won't you feel much safer?
Yes, but what I'm saying is that there will always be access to guns.
Yeah.
So if you take away the guns from the people, but you can't take it away from the criminals, it will be impossible for them to protect themselves from a bullet.
Yeah, that's true. But the problem is not only in the gun, because the gun don't kill, the person kill. You can't put a gun on the table and this gun will shoot you. You take the gun and you shoot, and that's because a lot of people are mentally ill. What we should do is that we don't allow any guns for no people. We make the police much harder. We make the police work much harder, because how could the police protect us when they know that the people also have guns?
Yes, but they have the same problems in other countries. So let's take, for example, England, where the criminals have guns, but you can't take. But they don't have. It's not legal, but they still have guns.
Yeah. But again, would you make it free for all to have guns because you're afraid of some criminal gangs? That's what you are saying. You're telling me that you would make the gun free for all, everybody can get a gun, because we have some gangs that also have guns, so we should protect ourselves because of those people with guns. No, we should take all the guns away, and those gangs, we should stop those gangs and put all the focus on the gangs and stop making focus because if you're afraid of your neighbor.
No, but what you're saying is, why don't we just put stricter gun rules down by, having where you have to sign a form, you have to have a legal, clean record. You don't have to. They check your mental state before you buy the gun. Is that not possible? Instead, if taking away a gun from a law-abiding citizen who just wants to protect his or her family.
That's true. What you are saying is 100% true. That's what we should do. But when you go down to the supermarket, we made a test. We walked down to the supermarket. We tried to buy ammunition. And we were thinking that maybe there was a district that we only could buy like 100 bullets. We could buy all the bullets they had in the shop. We buy around 2,000 bullets. When the shop are thinking that person right there is buying 2,000 bullets, he should stop the person and say, listen up, you can only buy 100. But let's take the focus on something else.
But if he has 100 bullets, he can still kill 100 people. If he has 2,000, he can kill 2,000.
But why?
It's still 100 kills. Buy 100 more, and you can kill 100 more. You can keep doing that. Yeah. So what you're saying is, you don't want to change. You just want less bullets.
We could make example. What we could do, we could change the constitution. And make it like, the Second Amendment. We change it and we say that full automatic guns ain't allowed anymore. Because you don't need full automatic guns. We ain't protecting ourselves from aliens. We are protecting ourselves for a person who are just like us, who's afraid like us.
Yes, okay. We don't have any more time, but I would like to thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Yes.
Have a nice day.
Now I've spoken to both parties, and my own conclusion is we should not ban guns, but we should ban some of them. As Jonas said, you don't need fully automatic weapons, but also as Bastian and Jakob said, you need to protect yourself. So only if you just take away the most dangerous weapons like an AK-47 or an M16 and give them a pistol. Let's think back to when it was the revolution. They only had muskets as weapons, and now we have AK-47s. There's a huge gap. Maybe we should just take it back a notch. And that's my opinion. Thank you for